struggling with the anger and betrayal, while trying to co-parent with a cheating ex. Ex-wife, started an affair in November of 2018, which I discovered in August of 2020. She had no interest in working on the affair while I did. The pick-me dance, then learned what the pick-me dance was, and stopped. She moved out in November 2020, and as of today, is officially dating her fair partner long distance. The issue that I'm having is that I'm struggling with the anger from all this and losing my kids 50% of the time. My youngest has abandonment issues from missing his mom, and my oldest, 8, has increased anxiety. I kept the marital home and have tried to keep things as normal as possible while keeping my anger, sadness, inside, and just talking with a therapist and friends. Last week, my youngest brought an item from my ex's house, which is a trigger for her affair. I texted her not to have my kids bring these over as they are a massive trigger. To which she responded okay. No, sorry, but no longer expected that. This morning, she dropped off the kids at my house 20 minutes late and didn't provide an explanation. I called her out on it, but she didn't respond. I then said it again and said, "Who are you who can have an affair which has left me with massive triggers, nightmares, etc., and doesn't even have the respect to tell me she's running 15 minutes late with the kids?" She just said, "I am good. So you deal with your staff." I know deep down, this is just the standard for dealing with a narcissist, but my kid saw me slam the front door on her when she said that. I try to set the best example I can, but sometimes I have a setback. With all of this and with therapy, I've always taken the high road and never said anything bad about my ex to my kids. I haven't even exposed her affair to more than my friends and family for support and her parents and sister. The fact that my ex-wife is still dating her fair partner and doesn't see the damage she has done to me and my family drives me insane. Each day, I fight the urge to call up her affair partner, his parents, and expose him for the piece of trash that he is. He is 39 and single, so he doesn't have a wife to tell. My friends and therapists say, what good will it do? But I keep thinking that I am exposing a cheater that had no respect for me or my family. The fact that it's only a matter of time before this affair partner is introduced to my kids is another story. Any tips outside of work on yourself, working out hobbies, etc., which we all get as the betrayed spouses, are appreciated. Let's get to some community comments. But before we do, the op has a little bit more information for us. She moved out in November, and we were divorced in late December. The unfortunate thing is that I was able to see that she had no interest in working on the marriage and knew this was for the best. Like ripping off a band-aid. True Entertainment 79 has a comment. Don't talk to her. Don't let her get to you. Don't play into her game. Use one of the co-parenting apps. Be that absolute gray rock around her. While you aren't doing the pygmy dance, you are still playing her silly little game, and she's reveling in it. Or as people say, she's living rent-free in your mind right now. Stop focusing on her or him. Or anything to do with them. You aren't healing yourself as long as you aren't focusing on you and your children. Work on you. Be there for your kids because this is just tough all around for you and them. Yeah. It's hard at first because of all the unknowns. But start with the basics. She cheated. That's a deal breaker. You didn't break your marriage up. She did. Yeah. You have a lot of work to do because of it. But would you rather be oblivious and happy with her or hurt and happy without her? Get a co-parenting app and make her use it and log every time she's late with the kids. Every time she tries to screw with the court orders, keep records. Who knows? Maybe she'll be so stupid as to do something that the courts will grant you full custody. But stop giving her the time of day. She isn't worth your time and energy and never will be. Work on you. Lean on friends, family, and those that support you. Your end therapy, so start listening to your counselor. Don't just go through the motions. Invest in you and their words. Only when you focus on you, will you start to heal from this. It gets better. It really does. People on The sub have been there, and we are here to tell you that it gets better. And every one of them will tell you the same thing. Only when you focus on you and not her, will you start to feel some semblance of happy again? My hope is that 3 months or 6 months from now, you post an update and it goes thus. My GEDX turned up on my doorstep and said she made a mistake. And instead of me welcoming her back, I just smiled and closed the door on her face while saying, I'm good. So you deal with your stuff. And at that moment, you felt the greatest relief in the longest time since your divorce. Next comment comes from Storyteller 618. I have never been in your situation, but I was cheated on and I have kids. So from a different, but not too different perspective, I think you really have to accept bad people in this life. I don't even like to call someone bad, but I don't know what else to say about it. There are people who are immoral, but not to the extent of an evil genius, just selfish and more confused and unable to have discipline and unable to do right thing. I think if it's sometimes like I really know I shouldn't eat the potato chips, I need to lose weight, I need to eat healthier, etc. But selfishly, I eat them. I personally find it easier to do things that hurt myself when I never would do it to somebody else, but many people have no qualms of hurting others if it makes them happy. And that is your wife. She is not alone in this life, being selfish and uncaring. But I like animals and small children, but she is in your life, and she did it to you. With distance from her makes harder because you have to deal with the kids with her. It becomes easier, I believe. I have 2 sisters who had to deal with horrible ex-husbands. Both seem similar to your wife. I dislike calling someone narcissistic. I prefer to just describe the selfish behaviors. One in particular, always was late in picking up and in dropping off, and he was not ever late for anything else in life, only in things dealing with his ex-wife. It was his way, I think, of maintaining control, trying to annoy her, push her buttons. The other sister's husband was selfish, but less intentional. He was just a bit of a dope. Clueless, but not mean. Not willfully doing stuff like that. I think your ex-wife is intentional about it. I could be wrong, but as you are well aware and verbalized, she cheated on you, and then she is late. And even a stranger would apologize for being late. And the one you once shared a life with and have a child with, you don't say sorry when you're late. She is not a happy person. Think about it. If she cheated and was happy with her new life, she would want to mend fences, but she is not happy. So what she is with the affair partner, she is not getting what she wants from that relationship. I think you feel better when you look at it better. When you improve your insight into the situation, with her, when you stop taking it personal and realize she would have done what she's done to anyone. If she had never met you, she would have had another guy she did this to. And she'll eventually do it with a new guy. If he doesn't do her first, she's just somebody you used to know who you have to deal with almost every day. If you have people close to you who can do you small favors, have some enjoyment and push some buttons with her, have the pickups and drop-offs, not in your house or hers. Have a relative or friend of yours do the pickups and drop-offs in a nearby parking lot so you don't have to see her at all. I've seen that done, and the ex gets extremely annoyed because they no longer can be the annoyer. No matter if you do that or not, I suggest killing her with kindness. My outlook is that you nagging her or calling her out will do nothing, but make it worse. Just be happy and smile because it doesn't matter. After she is late with the kids, call her up and thank her because although you are ready for the kids, you were talking to a new possible girlfriend in. The extra time talking to her really helped. Look at both of us. I thought I would be unhappy when you divorced me, but I am happier than ever. Even if you never do that. I truly do believe if you can be more indifferent, those little things won't bother you as much. Moving on to the next story. Is my wife trying to screw me? I'm pretty sure my wife is a narcissist. I just wanted to throw that out there for starters. She kicked me out of the house 3 months ago, and we haven't filed for divorce yet. But after everything I've been through with her, divorce seems inevitable. She always has done the taxes since we were married. She seemed to insist on it, so I let her. That was my first mistake. She was not honest with me about how much we got back, and I'm not sure she wasn't pulling some type of scam. She kept holding the taxes over my head, saying I was preventing her from doing them because I would not give her a 90-day divorce. It's the South Carolina thing. Basically, she wanted me to say I was abusive or a drug or alcohol addict so she could get an expedited divorce and not have to wait a year. Then she started being friendly again and telling me she loved me and how we would be married forever. Then just ghosted me and haven't been able to get in touch with her for a month. That's the end of my rambling. I was just painting a picture so that maybe I could get an answer and understand what's going on. I checked the IRS.gov website last week and saw that no taxes have been filed under my Social Security number. We have health insurance through the South Carolina Healthcare Marketplace, and from what I've read, you need to file a joint return if you are both on that insurance plan together. Is it possible she files on her married, but filing separately? Should I do the same? She has my W-2 and the tax form for the insurance. I don't know where to begin or how to know what she has done already. Is there some reason she would wait to file? I would try to file myself and get all the info I need, but she has the type to call the IRS and say she never signed the return and try to get me in trouble. She already called my employer and told them that I had been stealing $1,000 from them. Fortunately, they loved me at my job. And they had dealt with my wife in the past, so they didn't believe her. But then how do I do? I think she's up to something, but I can't figure out what a quick edit then on us some comments. From what I've read online, I can't file separately because we have Obamacare and get a tax credit because we are both on the plan. I've thought about married but filing separate, but the tax form for the insurance is for both of us, not individually. I had to quit my job, move 800 miles away and live with my parents for the past 3 months. I'm down to credit cards at this point and putting myself in debt. I was hoping to avoid the lawyer route. She has been planning for this since we got married. I'm sure she has reduction in a row to duck me over. I might just have to bite the bullet and get a lawyer. She has money and would gladly use it to destroy my life. This sucks. I still love her as the saddest part of all this. Trust me. She has burnt me more times than I want to remember. Okay. Time for the comments. Caged Pika says, first, talk to a lawyer and make a plan. You'll have to be the one to file for divorce. Do not wait for her to do so. Regarding taxes, do it as married filing separately. Your employer may need to send you a duplicate W-2. Do not let her control you with anything. The op responds, yes. I need to get a professional to help. I just looked at 2019 tax return and she lied about how much we got back. I'm not sure exactly how to read it, but we either got $6,000 back or $24,000. One says payable amount, and the other says payable amount owed by computer or something like that. I make $12,000 a year, and she doesn't work. And she claims one of her children as a dependent. Something seems really wrong. Thank you for the advice. I appreciate it.